Study smarter, not harder, science-backed hacks to learn faster and retain more. Do you ever sit down to study, only to find that everything suddenly becomes more interesting than your textbook? Maybe you tell yourself, just one more video? Or I need a snack first? Or even, do I really need this degree? Or should I just become a llama farmer? If this sounds familiar, you're not alone. Most students and professionals struggle with focus, retention, and efficiency when learning. But here's the shocking truth: 90% of students study wrong. They waste hours staring at notes, rereading textbooks, and cramming only to forget most of it by exam day. What if I told you there's a better, faster, and easier way to study, one that helps you retain more information in less time while still leaving room for Netflix, hobbies, and sleep? Whether you're a student cramming for finals, the professional learning a new skill, or just someone who wants to absorb information faster, these science-backed study hacks will transform how you learn. Let's dive into the best brain-optimized techniques to study at lightning speed without burning out. 1. The expectation hack. Trick your brain into starting. Why your brain resists studying. Your brain is wired to conserve energy, meaning it will avoid hard tasks unless absolutely necessary. Ever notice how a 10-minute task magically takes 2 hours when you're procrastinating? That's Parkinson's law in action. Work expands to fill the time allotted for it. If you give yourself 3 hours to study, your brain will stretch the work to fill those 3 hours, even if it could be done in 30 minutes. The fix: short study sprints. Instead of thinking, I have to study for 3 hours, tell yourself, I'll study for just 20 minutes. Why this works? Your brain sees 20 minutes as easy and non-threatening. Once you start, momentum kicks in, and you'll likely keep going. Bonus hack: the clarity effect. Before starting, write down exactly what you'll accomplish in that time. For example, I'll study Chapter 3 of biology, summarize photosynthesis, and quiz myself on it. This eliminates decision fatigue and forces focus. 2. The 80-20 rule. Study only what matters. Most students waste time on useless details. Not all study material is equally important. The Pareto principle, 80-20th rule, states 80% of your results come from 20% of your effort. In studying, this means 20% of topics will cover 80% of exam questions. The other 80%? Often low yield or rarely tested. How to apply the 80-20 rule. 1. Start with past exams. Identify which topics appear most frequently. 2. Ask your professor, what are the most important concepts for the test? 3. Focus ruthlessly. If you already know a topic well, skip it and prioritize weak areas. Bonus hack: the reverse study method. Instead of reading the textbook first, 1. Take a practice test blind, even if you fail. 2. Review only what you got wrong. 3. Study only those gaps. This saves hours of wasted time on things you already know. 3. The timer method, speed mode for your brain. Why deadlines boost focus. Ever notice how you magically concentrate when a deadline looms? That's because urgency triggers hyperfocus. You can hack this effect with the 30-minute study sprint. 1. Set a timer for 30 minutes. Study like it's a life or death emergency. 2. Take a 5-minute break. Walk, stretch, or scroll guilt-free. 3. Repeat. Why this works? Short bursts prevent burnout. Your brain stays fresh knowing a break is coming. Bonus hack: the Forest app. Plant a virtual tree when you start studying. If you leave the app to check social media, your tree dies. Guilt equals powerful motivation. For the Feynman technique, learn like a genius. Einstein's secret to deep understanding. If you can't explain it simply, you don't understand it well enough. The Feynman technique forces you to teach a concept in plain language. How to use it. 1. Pick a topic, e.g., how do black holes work? 2. Explain it to a 5-year-old, no jargon. 3. Identify gaps. Where do you struggle? 4. Simplify further until it's crystal clear. Why it works. Teaching exposes weak spots in your understanding. Simplifying solidifies memory. Bonus hack: rubber duck debugging. Explain concepts out loud to an inanimate object, like a rubber duck. Sounds silly, but it works. 5. Active recall, the memory supercharger. Rereading is useless. Highlighting and rereading notes feel productive, but they're passive, meaning you forget fast. Active recall equals forced retrieval. Instead of rereading, close the book. 2. Write down everything you remember. 3. Check for gaps. Science says, testing yourself 2x more effective than passive review. Bonus hack, the blurting method. 1. Read a chapter. 2. Blurt out, write/speak, everything you recall. 3. Compare to source material. 6. Sleep and exercise, free brain upgrades. Sleep equals memory consolidation. Your brain stores information while you sleep. All-nighters destroy retention. Exercise boosts learning. Even a 10-minute walk improves memory. Movement increases oxygen to the brain. Final study cheat sheet. 1. Study in short sprints, 20 to 30 minutes. 2. 80-20th rule, focus on high-yield topics. 3. Use timers to force urgency. 4. Teach it, Feynman technique. 5. Test yourself, active recall. 6. Sleep and move for better memory. Your challenge. Pick one of these hacks and try it today. Which one will you use? Remember, knowledge isn't power, applied knowledge is. 2D smart, not hard.